What's up, guys? My name is Andrew and welcome back to the channel. Today we have a huge new announcement for you guys. Justin is joining the channel and he bought himself a car. Justin, what is this car?
Well, what we got here is a 1972 Opel GT.
Pretty awesome car, guys. This is going to be the other project that we're gonna be working on the channel. Obviously, you all know I have the R32 that we are working on. Justin is joining the channel with this Opel GT project. Not many people know about the Opel GT, which that's the main reason, one of the main reasons why we picked this car to do a project on. One, they look amazing. Like, look at the body lines on this car. It looks beautiful overall. Justin was saying, like, it kind of looks like a Corvette and like a Ferrari. Like, it's a mixture of a bunch of different cars. So that is one reason why we bought it. Also, Justin has a family friend who loves these cars. He restores them. So we were probably in the best set of hands to restore one of these cars. So we'll introduce you guys to Mike some other time, but this is the car we are going to be working on in today's episode. I wanted to introduce you guys to this car. So without further ado, Justin, what are we going to be working on today?
Well, today the whole car is gonna get a full, pretty much restoration. The only thing that really doesn't need is interior, which it will get a new interior eventually anyway. But today is gonna be working on the rear and the front brakes and hubs, so that way we get the car to actually move around and we can stop it. Because currently it does not stop, it's stuck on jack stands.
Yeah, so that's definitely what today's project is going to involve. So, like I said, without further ado, guys, let's go ahead and let's jump into today's project. All right, guys, so now we are working on the rear brakes for the Opel. Justin's gonna go through and tell you guys exactly what are the rear brakes made up of on the Opel and what we're gonna be doing to basically fix them for the car so the car can actually stop.
So what we're doing is we're putting the new shoes on the drum brakes. So it's an older car, so we have drum brakes in the rear, disc brakes in the front. So on this car, we have two shoes that will go around here. I got them right here in the packaging. So that would be your brake pad for the rear. And that's one side, and then I have the other side in there. Last week I went ahead and I was already here, so I actually sanded down all of these and gave them a nice coat of black so it would protect them better, so it prevents it from rotting any more than anything already is on this car. So we're trying to save everything we can. But we're going to be putting the brakes on, getting the brakes situated, and then these have a manual adjusters right here and here. So when I have the brakes on there, I have to sit there with a wrench and I have to turn these a little turn at a time to actually adjust them because they're not automatically adjusting brakes. So the rears are all manually adjusting.
Cool, so we already did the driver's side of the car, which I'll show you guys some B-roll of that, but we're gonna go ahead and get the passenger side here done, and then we're gonna go ahead and move to the front and get the front discs put on. Okay, guys, so me and Justin finished up the rear hubs on the Opel. We are now working on the front here. You can see Justin here has put together, along with the help of a few of our friends, we put together the front rotor assembly for the Opel. This is pretty interesting the way that it's put together, so I'll put some B-roll up for you guys to see how this is actually put together. It's not like your typical rotor setup. But Justin, what are you gonna go and do right now?
So right now we're cleaning the rotor, getting all the grease that was on and off before we put it back on the car. And then what we're gonna do is we're gonna slide the end with the two bearings in here onto the shaft, just like that. And then what we're gonna do is we're gonna take the second bearing, which is somewhere right here, and that's gonna go in there with a washer and then a castle nut with a cotter pin through, and that's gonna be the whole front wheel hub assembly and brake. It's all one assembly.
Yeah. So yeah, we're gonna go ahead and get this put on. Like I said, I'll throw some B-roll for you guys to see how this is put on. But yeah, pretty cool. After this, literally, we're just gonna go ahead and put on, Justin got some brand new 1-piston calipers. So we're gonna put those on, bleed it through the system, and basically the car should finally, hopefully it'll have some brakes. We'll have to see. So let's go ahead, let's get this installed and see how this turns out. Oh yeah, guys, so let's just quickly talk about the Opel GT. I know like I have a lot of Volkswagen stuff on my channel, so you guys may be wondering why an Opel, why did Justin want to go this route? This car is actually a 72 Opel GT. It's a really nice, beautiful car. It is a German car. Opel was a German company that at the time when this car was built was actually owned by GM. So kind of funny part of this about this car, a lot of the parts that Opel was using ended up going into like Saturns and other GM cars later on down the line. Also, there's a newer version of the Opel GT. It was like came out in the mid 2000s, which literally is a Saturn Sky. So kind of interesting facts about Opel in general. I personally really love the design of the Opel GT. Justin does too. Justin, why did you want to buy an Opel GT over, say, another car?
Well, a couple of things. One of them was the price factor. I got into it pretty cheap. It wasn't like a crazy expensive car to get into. To start, it's gonna be eventually a very expensive car because I'm gonna put a ton of money into it. But to start off, it wasn't very expensive. It's a crazy looking car. You don't see them on the road. They kind of look, sporty. They're cute. They're fun, and when you're in the driver's seat, it's like you feel like you're like behind like a rocket ship. Like it's pretty like modern, I guess, for the year of the car when it came out.
So, yeah, kind of just the real reasons. That's why he went ahead and bought the car. Justin also, like I mentioned, has a family friend, Mike, who is huge into Opels, all over the Opel GT forums, knows a lot of stuff about Opel. So Mike's actually helping us out with the build, all the information that we need about the car. He knows everything that we would need to do with this car. So he's definitely helping us out a lot. And also, just so far, he's been such a good help. Right, Justin? Like,
oh yeah, I mean, there's a ton of stuff about this car that you just don't know about.
Yeah, and like
he's built 2 of them.
Yeah, he's built 2 of these cars, which we are gonna show you guys eventually. If you guys like this Opel build, you guys want to see more, definitely hit the like button. Go subscribe to the channel. We're gonna have a lot more Opel content coming out. And of course, we're still gonna do R32 content. I'm just personally waiting for some parts to come in for the R32. Once those come in, we're gonna have a huge announcement for the R. So that will definitely be an interesting build. It's something you guys are definitely going to want to stick around and check out. Overall, today, you can hear Justin right here banging behind, so that's fun. But today's process for the Opel was basically getting the brakes done. We have completed the rear drums on the Opel. Now the front, we have Basically, like I was showing you guys, the brakes are going on right now. They are 2-piston calipers in the front. I did mention they were 1, so pretty nice for a little car that only weighs 2,000 pounds. It's definitely enough stopping power for this car, and this thing only has like what, 80 horsepower?
85.
85 horsepower. So plenty for this car. Whole new suspension we're going to be getting on this car. All new brakes. Justin has a bunch of ideas for some other things he wants to do to the car maybe one day. So pretty cool. Right now we're just going to redo this car, get it back on the road, repainted, and the bodywork all sorted on the car. So if you're interested in something like that, guys, definitely subscribe. Definitely put your notification bell on. Like Justin said, it's happening no matter what. Just come back. We'll see what you guys think of the Opel build going forward. So we just wanted to give you guys kind of the intro, like I mentioned, to Justin's Opel, what's going to be happening on the channel. Like I said, we'll see how it goes. Hopefully we'll get this car on the road soon, and maybe next show season you guys can see me and Justin at shows together. So guys, until next time, my name's Andrew.
And I'm Justin.
We'll see you guys in the next video. Peace out, guys.